Well, Garrard apparently sent a text to Adam Shine yesterday, who is a reporter, I believe, for Fox. Not 100% sure if he
Adam
works for
Shine
Fox.
does a bunch of different things.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
He's on that show, Loudmouths.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, either way, sent a text to Adam Shine letting him know that he's leaving the Jets. His knee's not holding up the way he thought it would. And I noticed some actually thought that he was going to be the starter. That he would take the job from Sanchez while they groomed Geno Smith and have him be the starter. Now, I don't think you can get much worse than Sanchez. So I don't consider Garrard a bad decision on that aspect of it. But you're talking about let's throw a guy in to be a starting quarterback who hasn't played football in over almost 3 years. So it's not like that made much sense to me. But now if you're a Jets fan, Mark Sanchez is back to being your seasoned, air quotes, veteran on your team. Geno Smith being your heir apparent. You got McElroy on the team as well, who actually did win a game last year.
That was a bad game.
Does anybody, do either of you guys think, anybody out there in our chat room, does anybody out there think that Mark Sanchez starts in week 1?
Yeah.
You do? See, I don't. I think Geno takes the job from him.
Yeah, the Sanchinator will find a way because he holds a special place right on Rex Ryan's arm. Don't forget about that. And they're forever linked, and I just don't see Rex Ryan giving up on Sanchez. But he'll make an excuse that Geno still needs more time, and next year, maybe Geno's time, and he needs to sit there for a year and learn. Whatever the excuse is, I expect both Sanchez and Ryan going at the end of the year, and I think it's going to be mainly because Rex Ryan will start Sanchez, and Sanchez will suck.
I think it was in the best interest of everyone to try to find some way not to have Sanchez be the starting quarterback come week 1. For the second year in a row, the Jets try to acquire an outside quarterback to push Sanchez, and they screw it up terribly. First it was Tebow, now it was David Garrard. Again, he hasn't played in over 2 years. The only reason why David Garrard gets any sort of traction is because the last time he did play, he had the best 5-game stretch of his career. I believe it was 2011 season in Jacksonville. He finished the season really strong, and we've never heard from him again since. So, they draft Geno Smith. Everyone was debating whether or not Sanchez was going to get dropped before June 1st. I thought the idea of competition was in the best interest of the Jets. The idea that Sanchez would have to come back to camp and earn his job. And I thought it would have been a good idea to hold on to all 3 quarterbacks. And if Sanchez wasn't starting by week 1, then you think about releasing him. Now, I don't really think they have a choice. I think they have to start him week 1. Say what you want about Geno Smith, but if you've heard all the buzz about what was going on with him pre-draft and the real reason he slipped down the draft charts because of the thoughts NFL executives seeing him as being immature and talking on the cell phones when he's supposed to be, talking to the coaches and everything. I really wonder what you're getting from Geno Smith if you throw him straight into the fire. I think you're creating yet another quarterback catastrophe. So if you want to at least say that you're trying to handle the Geno Smith situation better, unfortunately it does have to be Mark Sanchez your starter week 1, or you got to bring somebody else in.
See, and the reason why I actually could see them starting Geno is because you've watched. Now, I'm not saying Geno Smith is any of these quarterbacks that came out last year or maybe even the year, but we can go back all the way to, I believe, the Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco class. Since then, quarterbacks that are being drafted have, for the most part, been your starter going into week 1. And outside of maybe 2 or 3, they've actually had some kind of success in their rookie year. Now, has that translated into success in the second year, third year? Not really. But they've had success. Cam had success. Ryan had success. Flacco had success. The whole crop, pretty much, other than Tannehill had success. And he didn't have that bad of success. His team just wasn't that good.
He threw for over 3,200 yards last year.
Blaine Gabbert, to me, is the one guy that comes to mind that was a starter when they went into the year who still to this point has not shown that he deserves it. Now, Geno Smith slid for a reason. NFL teams did not look at him and say, you are a guy I can start week 1. Fair enough. But I guarantee you if Mark Sanchez was in this draft, just like it was a fantasy draft or something, and teams knew his history already in the NFL, I'm almost willing to bet teams would have drafted Geno Smith over Mark Sanchez.
That's fair.
So, and not to mention, the Jets need to give their fans something that makes it worth them paying tickets for to show up in week 1 or week 2, whenever they play their first home game. So that's why I see Geno being the starter. Do I think he's good enough to be the starter? I have no idea.
But, once again, whoever the quarterback is, the Jets have done absolutely nothing to help him out this offseason. They brought in no wide receivers. They lost Dustin Keller. No real help on the offensive line. Yeah, you brought in Chris Ivory and Mike Goodson, but if the guys in front of them can't block and you have no one who can catch passes, all the defense is going to do is stack 8 in a box and you're going to be done. So there's been no help for either of these guys. So the Jets have set whoever starts up to fail miserably this year.
Yeah, I don't see the Jets winning more than 6 games. And I think I might even be nice with that.
I think you are being nice about that, yeah.
But I mean, to me, I look at this scenario and I think for the Jets, you're better off. You just start Geno. But I agree. And that's the one counterpoint to this that I have absolutely no argument with. Is what Eric said about Rex having an attachment. I know you were trying to be funny as well with the tattoo on his arm, but at the same time, you are right in the serious standpoint of it.
The man has another man tattooed on his arm.
Yeah, we have this belief of going into this year that Rex Ryan either needs to pretty much do an amazing job as a coach, get this team to, if not win the division, get a playoff spot, win a playoff game, if he wants to have any chance of keeping his job. All right, they did this with Lovie Smith last year. Lovie Smith started off 7-1. They end up not making the playoffs. Lovie Smith out the door. You bring in a new GM. The GM wants his coach.
Mm-hmm. And the GM has he let go of 2 more people on his staff. So he's basically overhauling his entire staff except Rex Ryan at this point.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So I could see Rex Ryan, like we've talked about before, saying, screw it, we're going down. The ship is going down. I'm going down with it, and I'm taking my quote-unquote first mate with me. Because, I mean, you could see after this year Rex Ryan have to get relegated back to being a coordinator. And you could see Mark Sanchez completely lose the opportunity of being an NFL quarterback anywhere.
He may have to find Arena League work.
Yeah. Maybe he'll go back up Tebow.